To begin working with a new color in a log cabin blanket, what you will do is first you'll begin with your center square or center rectangle, whichever you're doing. You'll work your garter stitch and then bind off all stitches until you've got one stitch left on the needle, at which point you can break your yarn because you're not going to be needing that color anymore. And then you take your second color of yarn and leave a tail long enough to weave in the end of later. And what you'll do is along the short edge or along the selvage edge of your work, you're going to pick up stitches and knit them. On the selvage edge of garter stitch, the way that you pick up stitches is you pick up one stitch for every garter ridge, which is every 2 rows of knitting. So I knit 10 rows here, which means I've got 5 garter ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to pick up 5 stitches along the edge of this work. And it's definitely hard to see here, but each little garter ridge has a row. I'll stick my needle through them so you can see them a little easier. You can just go straight down the line. Has those little bumps. What you're going to do is go just underneath that. There's that first bump. You're going to go just underneath it into this stitch. And sometimes it helps if you give it a little pull. You can see the light of the table kind of glinting through there, through that hole. You go into that hole, and with your new yarn, your new color, just wrap your new yarn around your needle tip and pull it, whoops, and pull it through. And that's one stitch picked up and knit. And now you'll just be working with your new yarn like normal, and you'll go down past the next garter ridge bump, just underneath it, and knit that. And down past the third one. So all you're doing is picking up stitches so that you were initially knitting up this way, and now you've turned 90 degrees, and if you pick up all these stitches you're going to knit up this way for a bit, and then in log cabin you're going to turn again and you'll pick up stitches all along the edge of this guy and along your cast on edge, and you'll knit up this way, and you just keep working out in a ever widening spiral basically. So there's 4. Let's see. That last one is basically my slip knot, which can be a little bit tricky to get into. There we go. So now we've picked up all the stitches that we need to on that edge. We'll turn our work around, and that's the back side. You can see where they've joined together. And now you'll just start working the number of rows that your pattern calls for in garter stitch. As you go, initially these two, your first stitches where you joined your new yarn is going to be a little bit loosey-goosey, and you can just give those a tug to tighten them back up, and they'll be fine until you're ready to weave them in. And that is how you join a new color and turn the corner in working a log cabin blanket.